Tammy here with Inner Travel Coaching, and today I'm going to talk to you about how your words can shape your world. So have you ever stopped to think about how your words influence your world? Or more importantly, how a simple shift in your words can positively affect your life? Or how words can affect how you view people, both positively and negatively? The words we choose create the story, and every story has villains and heroes, and our language surrounds us with optimists and pessimists. The thing is, these stories continue after someone dies because their death forces us to review the relationship we had with them. We will think about if we wish things were different or better or more than what they were. We may realize there are some unmet hopes and dreams and expectations for the future. And we can end up vilifying them after death, choosing only to remember the unkind words, the slights, the rejections, how every behavior never seemed quite good enough, or words that they said that left a negative impact on us. Or on the other side, we end up idolizing them, choosing to remember their unparalleled kindness, their unconditional acceptance, their joy and love, and all the amazing times we had with them together. The thing is, these narratives aren't accurate because no one person is all good or all bad. We're all just human, imperfect, flawed, and all just trying our best. So the problem starts when we carry these stories of how people treated us into our future. We expect others to treat us the same way. And our nervous systems actually seek out validation that the stories we've made are true, and it's something called confirmation bias. It's like looking at the world through a lens that tries to reinforce the story everywhere you go. So with every new relationship, we'll repeat the patterns and the wounds of the loved ones that we haven't healed yet. A few examples for you. Let's say your dad dies and your relationship was distant. You can count on one hand how many times he said, "I love you," how you remember how he never said he was proud of you, maybe he was super critical of your choices, or maybe he only showed up to things that interested him. When you don't complete the pain of these stories, so that rejection, never feeling good enough, of being unlovable, they'll get repeated because lessons are repeated until they're learned. So your subconscious will haul them into your current relationships. It might mean that you end up with men in life who are emotionally unavailable, or that you always seek validation and approval from others because you want to quiet that insecurity in you, and you repeat these patterns, again, that your nervous system are looking to validate. So it may show up as you trying something new and then saying, "See, I'm unlovable, I'm never good enough, and I'm just always undeserving of love." Or on the other hand, let's say your mom dies and she was the perfect shining example of unconditional love. She knew exactly the right thing to say. She always went out of her way for you to show that she loved you. She could basically never do anything wrong. So you subconsciously bring her perfectionism into your future by looking for other women who will live up to her impossible saintly example. But the thing is, no one ever measures up. And perhaps even you, if you're a mom yourself, might feel you can never live up to the standard that she set. So this story ends up being fuel for your own perfectionism and shame that gets repeated. And again, your nervous system looks for ways to validate it. So feeling like you're never good enough, like you're flawed, you're unworthy, or maybe, again, like you feel like you suck as a mom and an overall human being. So what can you do? Well, there's a few ways you can kind of hijack these stories. And it begins with a simple shift in words. I jokingly call them my Jedi mind tricks, but it's really about being mindful with your words. There's a cycle that involves thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that a lot of us are familiar with, but it's basically how your thoughts influence your emotions, which influence your behavior, which this then shapes how you view the world and interact with it. If you begin to believe that everyone in your life is like your emotionally unavailable father, then you're going to be seeking out and attracting those kind of people to you. Be more mindful of your language. Notice if there's any judgmental or pessimistic language that's creeping in, and try to swap it out with something more empathetic or compassionate. Now, here's the little Jedi mind trick. Taking I am statements that are incredibly powerful because they shape our reality. They feel really permanent, as if they're woven into the fabric of our being and almost a part of our DNA. And I feel statements are more temporary. They acknowledge how you're feeling, and they give you room to revise, knowing that feelings pass. So instead of saying, "I am broken," just say, "I feel broken." Or like, "I am unlovable," "I just feel unlovable right now." The first step is to notice how these I am statements just fuel that sense of shame and sense of powerlessness in your life, so that you can shift them into something, again, a little bit more fleeting, and that will pass. This will allow you to write a different ending, no matter what your story is. Take a moment now and see if there are any insidious little I am statements floating around in your mind, and replace them with the I feel. So for example, you're at work and you're overwhelmed. Instead of saying I am overwhelmed, just see how you feel if you switch it to I just feel overwhelmed right now. Try it out. Let me know how you go. And if you need more resources, head on over to innertravelcoaching.com, or I would love to chat with you personally. So set up a discovery session and we can take it from there.